No problem. We'll just go at it a different direction. That's all. I guess I can start. So everybody wants to know about the Durham report. So there's a lot of reports. The Durham report is not the Durham that we see on TV. So my question is the Durham they're showing on TV an actor?
So does it kind of look like him, or are they trying to pretend it's him, or what's up?
Well, we think it's an actor. We think it's just an actor. Actually, a lot of people think it's Bruce Willis. So I guess we could just say is Bruce Willis playing John Durham.
I just see a strange looking machine. Looks kind of like a stage with the spider legs, and it goes in. And it's almost like a pre-recorded everything, AI technology, staged, pre-recorded according to script. I don't see a person there at all.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well,
interesting.
I have a point there, Oksana. I think they are using about 3 different ways to get it to look like somebody that kind of looks like Durham. So they might have superimposed a face, and to your point, Dave, it could, who knows, it could be Bruce Willis. I mean, but made up to look like him, and because they don't have Durham available, it looks like. And to be honest, he doesn't look like he's been, as we say, processed or whatever. He's literally could be off planet. And we're finding that with a lot of interesting, this is, I don't know where they're taking them, but I feel like they're gone, like literally.
Well,
cards like this right out of here, right off the planet, but not necessarily.
I can give a little insight on that. They have let's just call it an off-world prison, but I think they also have another place for good people to hide out. So there's 2 different things going on here.
Yeah. It's funny you said off planet, because it looked to me like the moon. You know how they show us the documentaries when the moon walking thingy kind of looks like it was lots of legs.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't even know what that was, what you named.
I know. Yeah. That's okay though. Well, because they keep looking at the Durham report, and yeah, I don't think we clearly understand what the Durham report is. I think it's something that we're missing. I don't think it's going to be a report where this guy goes on TV and says whatever. I think there's way more to it. Kind of like Watch the Water. I think there's multiple meanings to that. So, well, you answered part of it. You think we should look into, will the Durham report be revealed in the near future?
Let's look at it.
Yes and no. It just depends. There's something that has to either happen or not happen for it to be revealed or not. Just kind of like a lead, not decided yet. Yes and no, like that.
Yeah, I think that's the case with a lot of things, actually.
So the good guys have what they're going to eventually call the Durham report, because there's 2 aces and one of them's in the past. So it's already been somehow, it's available to the good guys. And they're looking at when would be a good time to bring this out. So they seem to have control over it, but they're waiting because of just all these other things seem to be taking a front seat.
Yeah.
But this card's the next card, and it looks like there's an imminence to another ace on the near future. So I think they're waiting, but it could be really soon.
Yeah. I'm glad you said aces instead of jokers, because everybody thinks there's 2 jokers in that deck of cards, and there's actually 3. So interesting. Okay, so the next one we're going to touch on Australia, because I get a lot of questions about Australia. Is it locked down because of the white hats are doing what they need to do?
No, it's related to this big military base right in the middle. And there's some clearing, something going on. It's the operation inside the operation type thing.
So in a way, Oksana, that's almost a yes. Because you're saying there's something going on. It's an operation within an operation.
Yeah, what you see at the surface level, the explanation they give, it's not really it's absolutely not what actually is going on.
Right.
Yeah, I get that too, for sure. So I get the good guys are puppeting people there. So a whole lot of people have made deals. So a lot of their politicians, if they're even still real people, are they clones? Are they doubles, actors? We don't know. Some people say, any one of those, pick one, right? Depends on who we're talking about, or are they being puppeted? But there's a bunch of deals being made for them to appear a certain way. So I always get that they're told their lines. So even though they're taking a really hard line, like the horrific things they're doing are so illegal and so beyond. It's like overnight they became a communist country. Overnight they lost all of their rights with no say from the people. It makes no sense. So I feel like this is the speeded up version of the bad guy plan being shown to you by the good guys. So you wake the heck up. That's one level. And then what Oksana was saying, it could be ground zero, and I've got that before, for their whole operation as well. Like the good guy operation, where from there, they're going all over the place, doing their shadow governing thing.
Yeah. I feel that too. I had to ask, because, a lot of people ask me, and I hate to tell people, my intuition, because everybody has their own.
Yeah.
And we can be wrong with our intuition. That's kind of why we're trying to do it the way we're doing it here, because that definitely changes our scale. Because now we have 2 or 3 confirmations, is what I call them.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to me.
Mhm.
So let me see. Oh yeah, and there was another question about the Queensland and then the South Wales. So they're like governors there, and they want to know, are them actors? Or are they real?
The people in South Wales, the
Yeah,
governing.
the governor. They don't call them governors. They call them head of state or whatever they are. So it's Queensland and South Wales.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like a Rubik's cube, and the little squares keep moving. It's a multifaceted type thing with a lot of groups behind, but they're mostly like Illuminati Masonic type thing. It's just they want to put it like a name, I feel like a stamp over, but it's really not what it is.
All right.
So say it again, how you want to ask the question, just so I make sure I got it.
So South Wales, which is basically a state,
Yeah.
is that state head, the head of state, is that a double or a fake?
I think the person that was there's been taken away and they're being held and against their will. So that looks like imprisonment to me, both of those. And whoever that is, somebody's playing them. It looks like a human, not a clone to me. And maybe even a younger version of them. So I don't know if that makes any sense to whoever asked, but that's what I
think so. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, that's fine on that. Just the Australia thing, there were several questions, and I mean, I think we kind of answered a lot of smoke and mirrors going on, just like in a lot of places right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is in the United States. They want to know if the Oklahoma state governor has been dealt with. Maybe he's at the spa, or she, I don't know which.
I got the no. But there's some plants there and it's kind of like stopped at some point, like there's like a barrier or something. And then then I see a tornado, like a spiral of energies around that particular figure, kind of like sucking it in energetically or changing molecular structure or something like this.
Well, Oksana, when you said a lot of stopped energy, that's exactly what these cards talk about. So that person's been very disappointing. And I think there's been some really bad things in their past and they're held up because of that. So they're not really going forward in their political career or personal life. But that feels more like house arrest to me, like where they're actually still present, but not actually living the life they would normally live. So they're held up, but they're stationary.
Yeah.
Yeah, which could explain why Oksana was getting the blockages, which is kind of how I feel about it. Their home has become their prison. And there's a lot of dysfunction around that person and they're not in a good place as a person. And they're waiting because they are very fearful that they're facing a very big judgment, could even take them off the earth plane. So I don't know what that person's been up to in the past, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, I've only catch, little bits and pieces. There's so many crooked, dark scumbags. You can only keep up with so many, right? Okay, we're gonna move on straight to I'm pulling this video down and moving it to 𝗣𝘁𝗃 when we're done, so I don't really care. Afghanistan's, are the borders blocked by the white hats? In other words, are they freer than they appear to be?
About the fear, well, I got not yet first, but I see like clearing up the territory, like the light is pouring through and they are breaking off parts of the surface that was completely covered with some, it's like surface programming or something, or the layers of different groups that were in control, and that's just being taken down. That's what I see.
Interesting. Kind of the same.
Of course.
Not yet. Okay, because there's a whole bunch of cleanup to do. Right. So so they can't open them up. But I do get their white hat operated, but they're still having the facade. They still have to have the facade that it's what they're saying on the news is happening. So for some reason, they still have to appear like the big mess that you see on the news. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's all covert. And there's layers and layers of things going on that have nothing to do with what's been presented. And we know how the news is. It's about 99% lies. So yeah, it will become more flexible and it will open up or whatever, but not yet. There's stuff they still got to do.
And honestly, I got the border is closed by the white hats, and the reason being so nobody can come in and nobody can leave. That's pretty much the same thing you said. It's an ongoing operation. So
yeah,
that's awesome. Okay. The next one is about Hurricane Ida. Who created it? White hats or black hats?
I got it's like the creation was supposed to be the dark ones, but then there were some, not the part, but the knowledge was the white ones knew about it, but there was something in the making already that couldn't stop the engine type thing.
do you see that they redirected that instead of hitting a more populated area?
Right. Yeah. They tried to, yeah, either stop it or whatever. Yeah, they had to, but they couldn't completely take control, like
Interesting.
kind of like this.
That's exactly what I got. So in the background, the bad guys originally created it, set it into motion a long time ago. So created what would be eventually, so they created all of these steps have to happen for that to happen, right? It doesn't happen overnight, that kind of weather, right? So they put things into motion like they do. Okay, then it was intercepted by the good guys. And in particular, off-worlders alerted the good guys about it, good off-worlders. So some kind of technology that might be monitored by off-worlders and alerted the white hats. And then but it was a little bit late already. Things were already in progress. And I feel like, so they did their best to make it a lot less detrimental than it was, right? Or than it could have been. Yeah.
Right.
So it was strategically, they did what they could. So pretty much the same as what 𝗥𝗲𝗃 is saying.
Wow. And hey, I want to touch on that real quick because Kathy, my admin, she's down there, and well, I was really this is going to piss a lot of you off. Okay, the last 14 nursing homes in New Orleans was abandoned with residents still inside. The staff left them there. We helped the evacuation efforts, and basically it's like a captain of a ship. They just left the elders there. I mean, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I just I had to put that out there because they're down there, trying to help in New Orleans. She's from Florida and she's over there helping, and thank God there's a lot of them over there helping.
Yeah. Wow.
They should put every one of them bastards in prison. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to get that out there. Okay. And the reason I threw this question in here, so you got to watch how we ask this, because people ask 𝗤𝘁𝗃𝗁 if he's Elvis, and that's the wrong way to ask him. Was you Elvis? Because Elvis died in his opinion. So is the 𝗤𝘁𝗃𝗁, the preacher Bob Joyce, was that the same spirit as Elvis Presley?
Oh, I like that you asked that way, because I've never asked it that way, and I always get no.
I thought long and hard about this one, trust me.
But let's have a look. Okay.
Not really. And then in one of the timelines or realities, I got a walk-in, something like this, for a short period of time. Familiar, but not exactly.
Okay, so for the first time ever, I'm getting a yes on that question. So, I mean, maybe the details are murky, like what you're saying, 𝗥𝗲𝗃, but I'm getting, at one point, they lived the life of Elvis. And then they were finished being Elvis, technically, literally.
Well, that's exactly right. And he's even said that. He's like, Elvis is, dead. I've turned my life over to God. Elvis is dead. So it's like being born again, and that's how we feel. So I hope people don't bother him with this. The poor guy's just, he's going to come out. It's weighing on him. I promise you, he's going to come out. He's going to reveal when the time is right. Just let the man have his rest, and in due time, it'll be out. Okay, so this is a question about Missouri. So Lake of the Ozarks, it's a big deal. The Ozarks go down from Missouri to Arkansas, and it's been said that there's dams down in the Ozarks. So the question is, who is in control of the dams in the Ozarks
right now?
Yeah.
Oh no, the reptilian and military forces are being pushed out. So I feel like they cleared up that place. As I saw them move, like like an army moved out.
Hmm.
Now it's in control. It feels like calm.
Yeah, like more peaceful.
Yeah.
So it went from these guys,
Yeah, we know that one.
that was in the past, to these guys.
Wow.
So those are our good guy cards, and that's my positive military card.
Yeah.
And then this card was next to it as well. So she's incredibly integral. So the integral military, because I know there's some military groups that aren't, but this is the good guy military that are for helping people and headed by white hat / Mr. T and the white hats type groups.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work though to clear them out. It looks
Yeah.
like it was very, very, very treacherous and a lot of work.
That one never got talked about much. I don't know if that's because, I mean, in Arkansas, for example, it's just, other than the big cities, it's a whole lot of trees and a whole lot of little mountains and a whole lot of, it's just different. And that part of Missouri is pretty much the same way. It's just, it's like really deep wooded areas and stuff. So nobody ever talked about that one. And somebody asked about it. That's a great question.
Mhm.
Okay, so there was a rally that let's see here. I got this backwards. Okay, there was a freedom rally on 9/18 of 2021, or coming up. I apologize, it's coming up. So I guess what everybody's wanting to know, it's in the St. Louis area, Missouri. Is it, everybody wants to know, is a lot of dark entities are going to these rallies. Is it safe for the, do you feel that it's safe for the Patriots to go there?
Yes. Yes. Because if you're aware, that's what's going on usually. Your awareness shields you from everything. Because I see like circles around little small groups, 3, 4 people. It's like a shield of light or energy. It's not going to touch you.
No fear.
I get stay in groups. And there's some shenanigans going to go on in little isolated areas for sure. And some hidden agendas, but they're sporadic and they're really big operative ability. The bad guys is sort of really diminished. So I don't feel like they're going to be able, they're not paying those their operatives like they used to. I think they're really out of a lot of money, frankly, and whatnot. So I don't think they're able to, to get the kind of shenanigans going that they wanted to. So that's why it's become more of a safe thing to do.
I think you're right. I think once that money got somewhat under control, that's how they were doing everything. And it was our money. I mean, they were using our money against us.
Yeah, they've been doing that since the beginning of time.
Right. It's just crazy how we've let this happen.
Yeah. Think
okay,
about
this
the
one.
police, think about the police in Australia and the shenanigans they're doing to their own people.
Yeah,
Those
I've seen.
They're being paid by the taxes of the people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they're being dealt with pretty soon here.
Yeah.
People look at the police for, help, if your house gets robbed, I mean, if you don't catch them in the act, who do people call,
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a festival last weekend. It's called 𝗤𝘃𝗀𝘀 in Missouri, close to St. Louis. I'm getting a lot of reports. There was kind of like a lot of dark entities there. So I guess the question would be, the 𝗤𝘃𝗀𝘀 weekend festival, was the security involved in some dark stuff, like head of security, the main ones that everybody went to?
So the security there, were they the bad guys too?
Well, that's what we want to know. That's for sure.
Who was in charge?
Yeah, like who was running the security? Did they look like they were some dark entities?
Because I got a mixture. Like they're gonna throw the as they retrieve their forces, they're gonna throw here and there. It's like polluting a little bit with a little bit of things throwing,
Yeah,
like, but it's gonna be mixed. So some people might have great experience because they're aware and consciousness level is high, and others would experience, those events that they would think, dark forces are involved. That's what I feel.
interesting.
Yeah, I get that too. I get it more intermittent. So little areas of or little patches of bad guys. And
Yeah,
some of them, so not the whole security team or everybody who put it on, not all, it's not a sweeping thing. It's there's a few bad apples in there that were causing yucky energy.
right. And people have to remember that most of the time these big festivals, they hire off-duty police. That doesn't mean they're good.
Yep.
I mean, it's like everything else in this world right now. Maybe a 50-50. I don't even know. I don't even
Yep.
know. This is just a shout out for this Scott, 𝗕𝘂𝗰𝘵. He had something to do with this Bard's Fest, and people are looking for his email, a way to contact him. I think some patriots are actually tired of, they want to make some noise. So if anybody knows this Scott guy, 𝗕𝘂𝗰𝘵, please put his email in our chat. All right. Definitely tell this individual what the hell's going on. Okay, so they're asking about the Arizona thing. They want to know if do you see that being released in the real near future?
Yes, of course. That's what I got.
Do you see days, weeks? Is it hard to tell?
2 to 3 months. That's what I feel. But timelines being played with. I right away see those timelines like this.
I
Strings are
know
being
we've had that
pulled
conversation,
all the
right?
time. Yeah.
I
So
feel like it's shocking. It's shockingly it's going to shock people. Unbelievable that when it comes to the public attention, other than the truthers, obviously. And this is a big yes. It's going to be released, and these are both really soon. So it feels like both these cards they're trying to get it to come out as ASAP. So that's something that is really being pushed to the foreground. And of course, they're going to have to wrestle the mainstream media. But as far as I'm concerned, they should have taken those guys down first.
Well, while we're on that one, so that executive order in September 12th, with the confiscation of media, that blah, blah, all that, right? I think everybody knows which executive order I'm talking about. It expires on the 12th of September. Is the Alliance in control of the media?
partially. It's the dates are, I got just, there's just like deception, mirror effect, dates. You cannot trust the dates really, but you can trust what you get, whether this event is going to happen or not, whether they're going to know the truth or not. But yeah.
Okay.
I get largely they are. Largely, and I don't know why then, they got a plan, I guess, but I feel like they don't want to just drop everything all at once. They're trying to program people to be ready to hear the truth, so they don't go into cognitive dissonance or whatever that word is.
Yeah, some of them words.
They'll go into shock is what I guess. And I get they're getting their intel. I get that they're getting their how fast to do things from off-worlders who've been watching humans and human nature for eternity.
Mhm.
And I feel like they're getting advice from that, those positive off-worlders that have been working with the white hats. So I feel like it's a matter of, so they're already like deeply infiltrated, and a whole lot of people you think are still bad are already made deals to be doing the deed of the good guys. So you're going to see that more and more. And we have been seeing that.
Yeah.
And the next thing that happens is all of the truth about what really happened in November, and all of that finally reaches, just everyday folks. But they got a way they want to do it. So people don't, like, if they thought Mr. T and his bunch took over the mainstream media, it would feel like a coup.
Right.
I don't think they want that, because that's not going to work. For real sleepers can't just all of a sudden feel like something was stolen from them, even though something was stolen from the Patriots and the whole world in a way. Right. So, yeah. So they got to do it carefully, and it's frustrating, but they have to be careful about it.
Well, while we're on that one, I'm going to go ahead and add one more. Does it look like the Fox World News, does that look like that's going to be the main channel used by the White Hats or the Alliance?
I got the laughing face of the famous figure here.
Again? Oh boy.
Yeah. And also, when you were talking about off-worlders, I just saw you shapeshift into different, like, alien, and Janine too. So we actually infiltrated this Earth, too, because we are connected to our own selves and higher dimensions from where we're helping also. So
yeah, people don't quite get that yet, but thank you for saying that, because
yeah. Interesting. Okay. So again, you're going to have to tell me how you asked that again exactly.
So is Fox News, does it look like they're going to be the main channel for the Alliance?
They'll be one of them.
Okay.
One of them, because that's in sort of in an agreement as well, and there's a friendly handshake going on there in a way. And there's going to be another one too, and they also count on the truther community. So we are
the news.
We're considered the news. This is like a unique community that brings the news.
Yeah.
So there. So yeah, that's one of them, but don't discount what we're bringing.
Absolutely. One more on Fox News. Does it appear that the CEO, Murdoch, does it appear that he's at the spa?
What do you mean spa?
Gitmo.
Okay, I'll just tell you.
We try to use different words, but I don't really care anymore.
I know. I just got like like a Russian roulette thing. And that one who is there is in control of that thing, spinning wheel. But he's pretty happy there, the spot. But reversed happy, using your terminology in parentheses. That's funny again. Yeah.
Reversed happy. So the opposite of happy?
No, I mean, it's like, the roulette is going, right? And I see him controlling there, and he's just not really, he kind of does the job, what he's supposed to do, and he's pushed to do it, but he's not really happy. But that's his role. But I don't know why I have no idea what you asked though about.
Okay. I think he's definitely been rounded up, because that's in the past, and it was a long time ago, 3 months ago anyway. And then this ace in the middle. So, and if that's a big yes, he's in, you said the spa, Dave. So yes, he's at the spa or somewhere like that. Okay. Somewhere that is equivalent to what we call the spa. Okay. To our advantage, because he's a dangerous character.
Yeah. you know, what's sad for the people that don't know, his father was a true patriot.
Mm,
What a shame. Yeah.
that is a shame. Yeah.
Fruit fell
that
pretty
guy-
far. Go
That
ahead.
guy was into the, so the son of that good father got into the party drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
that's why he's
Yeah.
in casino. Yes.
Right. Yeah. That's just a shame.
Yeah.
I don't know anything bad about his father, but I could be wrong, but there's nothing that I know of, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, the next one is -48. Is that John's brother, Patrick, that died at 3 years old?
Yeah, I heard like Patrick, my dear. So yeah, that's what I heard in my head. Seems very warm connection there, something like this.
I'm getting a big yes. And I'm getting two brothers or two siblings playing. Were there, how many kids were there?
Well, 3 that we know of.
Okay. So, but they could have played together. So that, how old was he?
Oh, he was 3 when he passed.
Oh, he was
Well, they
21.
said he passed, so you're probably seeing the right thing there,
He's a
Janine.
grown-up man though.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
shows.
what year would he have been born?
I had that, and I don't have it with me. I'm sure the chat's blowing up right now. You know how that goes, Janine, right?
Yeah. So that's siblings card.
They look like twins. They look very similar too.
Yeah. I wonder, huh?
Same height.
Interesting.
I better look at my phone. I'm sure it's blowing up. Nope.
I get there were 3 kids.
That sounds right off of my memory.
Yeah.
August 7th, 1963.
Okay, that's really interesting because that fellow that he calls himself Michael,
Yeah.
who was born in 63. I don't think he says August 7th, but he's 63. So that's really interesting.
Well, and the reason I ask you ladies, because I've been feeling this for a while, but if you're good with gematria, which I'm not, because we all have our specialties,
Yep.
you know, I connect here, you connect there, and she connects in her ways. I'm not good at gematria, but I bet if you was really good at it, you could figure out who he is that way too, because
Yeah.
he is fabulous at it. He gives fabulous information.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people need to listen to what he says. If you don't agree with everything he says, take what you want, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you should do with all of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, is Patrick, let's just say Patrick Kennedy to keep it simple. Is Patrick Kennedy, John's brother, and 107 the same person?
Yes, I got yes. I see like a loop of deception, then it connects from the beginning because it's all gonna come to the surface. It's actually about time too.
They're definitely from the same family lineage of some kind and or same group that would be really close, considered like a family.
Wow.
And but then I got the moon card in the middle. So something wants to remain hidden. So if that is the truth, it doesn't want to reveal yet.
And that happens to us a lot. I mean, not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.